Hey guys, welcome back to Holidays.
Ooh, holidays.
Holidays.
Fuck.
God damn it, Lennon.
I'm sorry.
Flights.
I'm awful.
I go on a holiday every year to the York Peninsula,
Oh, aren't you special?
and the last couple of years I've been working, and so I get there and I'm very anxious to talk to everyone, do all the things. So the last couple of years I've just done I could get there Friday night and then be there on Saturday and Sunday and go home on the Monday. And because the Monday's a public holiday. And so it's just sort of busy every time. And I was like, I want to go have drinks by the fire and sort of talk to everyone. I want to go for a walk.
Nothing says holiday like rigorous schedule.
Yeah. So like that's not a holiday. That's like we're going to a place where we're gonna do some stuff.
Yeah.
A proper relaxing holiday for me is like a weekend. Where like, what am I gonna do on the weekend? Well, on Saturday I plan on doing as much nothing as possible.
Yeah, exactly. That's the same thing.
And then Sunday I'm gonna get my ass into gear and get ready for Monday.
It's also weird, like when you go away for a holiday, I feel like there's some kind of obligation to be like, we should do something, you know?
Yeah.
Where it's like, we're here, you know, we might
If you're there
as
with
well
other
see the
people,
sights.
if you're with other people, then you gotta.
That's true.
Because that's like the main point of it. Because like a whole bunch of families where we all know each other, for a long time. It's all about spending time with one another. If it was just like me going on, and I kind of want to turn these racing events into a little bit of a holiday, where like I go up on the Friday and I spend the whole weekend there. I rent a cabin or something, and then I just sort of relax and enjoy myself and just like walk back to the cabin. And maybe I'll drag some poor sorry person with me for my own amusement.
Yeah, won't be me.
Probably not.
I'd be like, nah.
You'd be like, nah.
I don't know, maybe I would. I would go for the holiday part of like
I would
somewhere.
take someone with me and they wouldn't have to come to the racing thing.
Well, yeah, that was gonna say like I wouldn't.
So
go
like
to the
they
race.
could like stay in the cabin just so like it's just like a nice time away from home.
Yeah, exactly. I'd do that.
Yeah.
I'd do that for sure. As someone who works at home, you learn to get real familiar with the your four walls.
Yeah.
I mean, and I get like this year or last year is like everyone understands what it's like now to stay at home, but you know I'm well familiar with the craziness, the joker'ness that you can become.
I hate being at home and being stuck in my room doing stuff unless I'm excited about doing something which requires me to be in my room. Like if I'm working on a comic or working on a video, or maybe there's a podcast I want to listen to or something.
I get it. Yeah, I don't go. I go in my bedroom to sleep, and I go in my workroom to work. And any other time, I'm in like the main room watching YouTube or whatever on TV.
If I've got something like bothering me, then I want to go and be with other people so that I can be sort of distracted.
Yeah. Okay.
But if I'm at home, I can't be distracted. I can't distract myself because I'm in my own little room with my own thoughts and there's nothing to stop it.
I just watch YouTube videos.
Yeah, I watch a lot of that.
Wait, what? Going out to clear my head? Come find me in the Fountain Square. What the fuck, dude? Oh, there he is. What are you doing out here, you dick? Oh, what are you doing out in this miserable down? I gotta do the same thing. Impress the founders, and so we'd be able to appreciate it more if we weren't both getting drenched. That night up there was an important one. That plaque here mentions its sacrifice, which carries something of an ominous tone. Probably meant most of some sort of horrible end, though it sounds like the night's goal may have been achieved in the process. In all the relics I've collected, I've yet to find a clue as to what that was. Can I say something? I'll be getting back to my shop soon. If I stay here too long, I'll go what's right. Come visit if you like. If you have relics, I mean, yeah. Okay, fine, whatever. I get that it's like a moment where it's like, oh, this character kind of gets like a human moment, but like I don't care. I want to sell shit. You don't see that in any other game where you're like, oh, I got to go sell my stuff at the merchant. The merchant's like, I'm out, wistfully thinking about life.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Alright, so I'm finally going to get this dang sword upgraded. I didn't have enough freaking money because I spent it all. It is going to be a more powerful sword. And then we'll go into the sewers and freaking hang out with the human crocodile or whatever the fuck his name is. Killer Croc. That'll do.
Killer Croc.
Yeah. Have you seen Suicide Squad?
No.
Yeah, it's not that good. I don't know if you've heard, but it's not a very good film.
Yeah, I have heard.
It's just a wasted potential. That's my biggest problem.
There's like a couple of that. I mean, isn't that like the thing about the DC movies that have been coming out? They're all pretty awful.
Yep. Well, people like Wonder Woman 1, but in my opinion it was on par with an average Marvel film.
Yeah.
And I heard that the Wonder Woman 2 that just came out no one likes.
Yeah.
I heard at least, I don't know. I saw that Ralph the Movie Maker made like a 3-hour long discussion of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not going to watch that.
Yeah.
Can't be bothered. I don't care.
I think
I haven't really been watching movies lately.
I've been watching a Netflix show called Lupin.
Oh.
It's pretty cool.
What's it about?
It is about a master thief.
Okay.
So it's got like a sort of Assassin's Creed sort of vibe. So he became like a gentleman thief, and it's about sort of finding out what happened to his father, because he thinks his father was wronged, and so he's sort of trying to avenge his father. That's what he's doing. And so, because being part of being, I guess, part of the scene where there's lots of bad people involved, by being a gentleman thief, you meet a lot of bad people. He gets sort of tied up in that, and it starts to affect his personal life. So that's a thing I've been watching, and they've only got 5 episodes up, and so there's supposed to be more later on this year. And so, yeah, it's a pretty good show.
Alright.
Yeah.
What have I been watching? I've been watching David Attenborough. I've been watching Blue Planet, because I like the ocean. I like looking at aquatic life forms. I'm very fond of whales. QI.
Yep.
That's always fun. I watch a lot of QI. Like a lot.
With man from Jonathan's Creek.
Alan Davies.
Yeah.
Alan Davis, I suppose. Yeah. And I don't know. It's kind of it. I'm sure there are other things that I watched. Like I feel like I watched like a series or something recently. Oh, that's right. Dude, that actually, God, there's like a whole bunch of shit that I want to talk about. I just realized that kind of links back to what I was saying. So, there's a show called The Watch.
Okay.
And it's a adaptation of sorts of Terry Pratchett's Watch books.
Right.
From the Discworld. Are you familiar with those?
I am not.
Okay, well, seems like everyone I talk to isn't, but the show sucks because, I mean, of various reasons, pacing mainly, but also it's highly unfaithful to the source material to an extreme degree. And so it inspired me. I finally started reading the Terry Pratchett books, and or the Discworld books, I should say, and I read the first Watch book, and I'm like, this is really good, and I was really, really inspired by it. And it kind of brings back into what I was saying earlier, because I was kind of inspired by the way that it's like the Discworld in general is presented for perhaps how I might approach edited in the future, if it's even going to be called edited, where it's actually a bunch of stories, like short stories, that take place in this world instead of just one huge narrative. So yeah, I was kind of thinking of doing that, and I wanted to know your thoughts on that. Because the thing is, when I was creating Edited, I couldn't stop coming up with ideas, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of them were just like side stories. I had all these like little characters that just like didn't really affect the overall plot, but I liked them a lot, and they had entire like lore and stuff, and like they could almost have their own stories, but set in the same universe. I thought that'd be really cool, right?
That would probably be a good. Well, the problem is, the more little stories you do, the more you have to sort of make sure that the whole universe sort of continues to work.
What do you mean?
Unless they're set at different times, in which case then it doesn't matter.
I'm confused.
Like, so you have all these short stories set in the universe of Edited instead of like this one big massive story.
Yeah.
And so you have one short story, and that's alright, and then you make another one, and it may be in each of those short stories it sort of explains the world of Edited a little bit. You have to make sure that's consistent across them.
I mean, I don't think that'll be too hard if I'm working within the same world the whole time. You know, I'm pretty good at remembering things. There are so many little details that, like, in Cass that, like, I'm sure literally 0% of people notice, but I put in that detail. For instance, Cass, in one of the earlier scenes, kills Cassandra, and she gets a little blood on her shirt, 2 dots, and every single shot after that, the blood is still there.
I know.
Probably because I told you.
Yeah, probably.
And there are other little details, like the way that her hair is. If it like kind of gets out of place in a scene, I will keep it that way until the next scene. You know, until she's like implied to have adjusted it or would do it on camera. So I think that being able to maintain like a world like that shouldn't be too much harder. And keeping things consistent. I keep notes about things that need to be remembered. I mean, I'm not perfect, but yeah. And I also had the idea of presenting it as like more written than it is illustrated. Like I'd have pictures, but like maybe like one picture every now and then, rather than like the entire thing being a comic. It's also an idea. It's just a way of getting like a lot of ideas out in like a short amount of time, and then that way I could be like, instead of being like, oh, I have to create all of Edited before I can release it, I can just be like, okay, here's a short story. I made it in like 3 months or something, and then that's out, and then I can focus on something else for a while, and then it's like that's it's not done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or rather, it's simultaneously done and not done at the same time. So yeah, what do you think of that idea?
It's an interesting idea.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I do like it. If you think that you can make it work, then yeah.
I think I could. It's just the way that I'm kind of my mind is sort of going towards currently in terms of progress. But yeah, so that's kind of I want to talk about it earlier because like we were talking about writing stories and how I've been kind of thinking about Edited. I've got like a new idea for like how I want the world to be as well, like thematically and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna go through with it right now. Like, again, Edited is not my main focus by any means, like literally at all. But every now and then I like to think about Edited, and I think, because I want to get back to it one day, of course.
Yeah.
Again, because I have all these ideas that I want to give them a home.
Yeah, I think it's good to like you've come up with a way to sort of make Edited still be a thing.
Well, you think it was completely gone from my mind forever?
No, I don't think it was gone from your mind at all. I just think that it seemed a bit lost.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like it was like a huge passion project of mine, and it's just like a shame to have all that stuff go to waste.
Now you got me thinking about Hellcane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How so?
I was just thinking maybe I don't have to make a lot of comics and do a big long series of storyline. I can just be like, these are the important bits that happen, and everything else can just be imagined.
I mean, like, there's a certain part of me that's like, I'm an artist. I have to kind of utilize my abilities, and I will draw pictures, obviously, to illustrate things. But sometimes there are just stories and ideas that I just want to get out there. I don't want to be sitting on them for 100 years. And considering the fact that Edited is like by far like not my main focus anymore, I feel a lot more like willing and able to just be like, whatever, man. Let's just do whatever. Get those stories out there. Create this world like piece by piece. Different characters having different stories in this world that I'm gonna try and make interesting. And I think that's gonna be my focus. Is like kind of make the world first and then kind of go from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And see how people interact with it. I had all these short stories and stuff of different characters that could happen. And I am also thinking of doing it in different time periods because the original idea for Edited was that it did take place over like I had all these short stories. I mean, I like I said, of like things that kind of stories that kind of like talk about the history of the world of Edited and things that talk about like its future and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that could be a lot of fun to explore. Maybe like at the beginning of each like comic or issue or whatever you want to call it, I could do a sort of like I'd write down like what year it was, and then you could kind of like piece together a timeline.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun. I'm thinking a lot about comics recently. I've been thinking about Cass. I definitely want to get into writing that again. I was going to do it like this week, honestly. I understand. I know. I'm like way overdue for working on Cass. I'm sorry. I have so many fucking ideas and projects in mind, man. I can't help it. And I'll get into that in the next episode. I'm sorry we went too long. Bye-bye.